All right, all right, all right. Good people, good people, good people. Get my lighting going on here. Guys, this is terrible, guys. My lighting. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see the background. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Yeah, it's so hard. So hard. What I'm trying to do is I keep trying to show you how beautiful the day is because we're all cooped up, and I want to say it is lovely right now. In London, it is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. It is, what is it, like 13, 13 degrees Celsius. I'm still trying to get my Fahrenheit Celsius together. But it is a beautiful day. What's up, everybody? I see my man, Tony Alexander, in the house. What's going on? I see my man, Ryan. He said he's sharing it with friends and family. I see my sis, Sherry. I see my sis, Debbie. I see everybody joining in. Thank you very much. And also, I got to give some love to everybody on LinkedIn. I see you. I see you. Okay, so here's what's going on, guys. Here's what's going on. This is one of those sessions that I am eagerly anticipating because I'm going to be a student of this. And the reason why I say I'm going to be a student of this is because for the last 3 years, I have been, what's up, sis? I see you, Kim. For the last 3 years, I have been focused on trying to strengthen my immune health. I've been focused on what I can do to reduce anxiety. I've been focused on things I can do to increase my mental health. And this is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And I believe there's probably no better time in our lifetime than to be talking about how we can do these things right now. Now, here's the beauty. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are doing these sessions, right? And the reason why we're doing what we call lockdown sessions, let me throw up our quick little banner here. The reason why we're doing these sessions is because a lot of us are looking at our time under lockdown or our time under quarantine to figure out what we can do to actually level up, what we can do to grow as professionals, what we can do to grow as humans, as husbands, as wives, as girlfriends, as boyfriends, what we can do to use this as a moment of reflection on ourselves. And that's exactly what this hour is about. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, this is called Lockdown Live. I'm bringing together panelists, people who I believe are experts in the particular topics that we're covering. And today's topic is one that I know everyone's excited about. So what I need you to do right now is to share. Just as my man Ryan just mentioned on Facebook, make sure that you share this out to everyone. This is one where, I did a video about 2 weeks ago on the importance of immune health. And what was fascinating is kind of how quickly the video grew. And in the video, or as a response to the video, lots of people were asking, well, Paul, could you specifically break down what do I need to do in order to build up that immune health? And today we're talking exactly about that with experts. So definitely share this out. Kim Crowder saying, I definitely need this. Look at this, looking forward to it any minute now. There we go. My man Ricardo is in the house. Thanks everybody. I see my man. Look at this. I see everybody here, which is beautiful. So please make sure that you share this out. The next question that I have, this is right before we get started, is I'd like to know, where are you watching? And also how long you've been under lockdown, right? So I think this is going to be interesting. So right now in the comments, drop in how many, so drop in your city, like what city? So I would say London, and then how many days you've been under lockdown. How many days have we been under lockdown, guys? I'm talking to my my wife and boys who are my co-hosts right here. How since Saturday? No, it was before. No, yeah. How many days have we officially since last? So what is it? 2 full weeks. Yeah. So we've been under for 2 full weeks. We've been in basically in what we call our self-isolation, although London went into official lockdown this week. So like my sis Anna from Barcelona, 14 days. Wow. In Philadelphia, let's see. Wow, this is fascinating. So we have, wow, the comments are coming in so fast I can't even pick it up. So this is interesting. Tizinia is in Sicily right now. She's been on lockdown for 18 days. Wow, incredible. Kim, she's been on lockdown for a week and a half. I'm going to LinkedIn right now. I see Oxford under lockdown since this is Lisa for 5 days today. Kim McHugh on LinkedIn, Germantown, Maryland, 16 days. Interesting. Wow, Matt Samandi, Matt on LinkedIn, he's been under lockdown for 21 days so far. We've got Tiv from Lagos, Nigeria, 1 day on lockdown. Give it up for Tiv right now. She's got her first day. She's got her first day of lockdown. So I think I think it's incredible. Cornisha Johnson on her first day. This is what I find interesting. Is as you can see with the folks who were coming in, oh, my sis Evie right here, Newark, Jersey. So she's been 2 full weeks. This is what I find so interesting is that in the US, like the time is definitely condensed, right? But my friends in Italy, my friends definitely in Spain, a few friends across Asia, they've been under lockdown for a month or more. And so I think that what we have to realize, especially my friends in the States, especially my friends in the UK, is that we're just at the beginning of this. We're just at the beginning of this, but together, we're gonna make this together. All right, so what I wanna do is I wanna get ready to bring on my guests. But before I do, I've got one last small thing I wanna do. And everybody loved this when I did this Wednesday. So I believe you're gonna love this today. Is on Wednesday, so this past Wednesday when we did our session, I popped this little banner up and everybody went crazy. I would like to connect with someone who has expertise in blank. And what I got in my inbox was it literally, I wanted to tear up, right? But I didn't tear up because King said, when's the last time you saw me cry? This is I'm asking my boys when they saw me cry. When have you seen me cry?
As long as I've been a child.
Okay, they said as long as, Liam said as long as he's been a child. So
As long as I've lived.
So as long as I live. Right, so okay, my wife just said our wedding. That's the last time she saw me cry. All right, so look, I don't cry often, but I was almost moved to tears because a lot of people had messaged me to say that they had received multiple people reaching out to help them. And so let's do it again today. So it's real simple. This is you being vulnerable, right? So this is not you selling anything. This is you being vulnerable right now. If there is an area that you need help in, right? So you want to indicate right now, I would like to connect with someone who has expertise in blank, and then use the hashtag Let's Connect. And what's going to happen is that someone who sees your comment, who has that expertise, my ask as a part of our community that we're building is that you reach out to that person, you connect with that person. This is the beauty of us being here together, is that we are here together to support one another. That's what life is about. It's about supporting one another. So what I want you to do right now, let me go to checkout, make sure this is working, is include an area where you would like help in. So for example, I could say, I'm looking for someone who's an expert at homeschooling, because my wife and I are going crazy homeschooling our kids. Just joking. My wife was like, so I could say I'm looking for a homeschooling expert. Let's connect, right? This is a time for us to be vulnerable. So let me check out. I see a lot of claps on LinkedIn going right now. Let me see if you guys are doing it right on LinkedIn. All right, my sis Rain Jarrett says she loves this community connection. All right, so Michael Alantunde on LinkedIn said, I would like to build my sales team for home workers. Let's connect. So if you're an expert in sales, building sales teams, connect with Michael right now. That's exactly how it is. So my sis Arlene says, I would like to connect with someone who has expertise in podcasting. So if you have an expertise in podcasting, reach out to Arlene right now. All right. So Kim, my sis Kim says, expert in building a strong brand in multiple areas of expertise, right? Let's connect. So so what I want you to do right now, this is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sarah, my sis Sarah Beckwith says, I would like to connect with someone who has expertise in becoming visible online, right? A lot of brand questions right now, right? So Mark Berlin says, let's connect a business coach. I need to grow a business in patient advocacy. This is beautiful. So here it's real simple, guys. You guys are doing it perfectly. Every time you enter something, I also want you to look through the comments and see your expertise that you can lend. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody's saying, yep, this is brilliant. Let's connect. So LinkedIn, you're doing it perfectly. Facebook, you're doing it perfectly. Periscope, you're doing it perfectly. YouTube, you're doing it perfectly. Great job, guys. Let's connect. Akash on LinkedIn, let's connect. Need help with psychology. All right, you guys, perfect. So you got it. Okay. So now we could get going. We could get moving. So what I want to do is I want to bring on our first guest. By the way, I'm looking in the queue. I don't see Trudie. Somebody tag Trudie. Trudie is not in our, have we heard from Trudie yet? Okay, Trudie is not in the queue, but we're going to keep it going. So what I want to do is I want to bring on our first guest, and I want to bring on the guests one by one so that we can get to know them individually before we bring on the panel. So our first guest, what I find interesting here in London, and this is just my opinion, is registered nutritionists. So licensed nutritionists or registered nutritionists. I don't see as many here in London and in Europe as I do in the US. And Lily, please correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I just don't see as many. So whenever I come across someone who is licensed, who is registered, they kind of pique my interest. And then secondly, when I come across someone who focuses on research and focuses on the numbers and likes data, I find that very interesting. Like, I love people who love data, right? Because numbers don't lie, right, Jay-Z? Numbers don't lie. So Lily embodies all of this. She is someone who I have just within the last maybe 36 hours or so been stalking, and every single thing that she has written, everything that she's put out, everything that I've seen about her on television, I think is incredible. So it is an honor to have Lily Soutter. Everybody, let's give a strong round of applause, a nice lockdown live applause for my sis, Lily Soutter. Here she goes. Lily.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Perfect. Lily, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
All right. So everybody could probably guess Lily's coming to us from lovely London, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Lily, how long have you been locked down?
About 2 weeks now, actually. So been working from home and it's been going pretty well. So been doing lots of webinars and seeing clients online for sessions, which has been absolutely fine, but managing at the moment.
Okay. All right. Super. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. It's an honor to have you. I want to get right into it. I see everybody applauding, which I love it. Look at this. Look at all the applause you're getting. Jerry, like, I love it. I love all the applause. So, Lily, one question that I have for you, just to kick things off, is when we're thinking about, so clearly you're a nutritionist. And what I find interesting is that if you turn on and you listen to, I listen to the government, I listen to, Donald Trump out here, I listen to Boris Johnson, which, by the way, I don't know if everyone saw, Boris Johnson now tested positive for coronavirus today. When I hear the government telling us what we should be doing, I hear often it's about washing hands and social distance. And I haven't heard anything come from the government around building our immune system. So I'd love to hear from you what you perceive to be the importance of building an immune system. And as we are thinking about building or strengthening our immune system, practically, what are some things that we should be taking into consideration? What should we be thinking about if this is a strategy that we want to use? And by the way, I just want to say this, and I'm sure, Lily, you're going to wax poetic on this, is by no means in the past have I wanted to convey that I think that building your immune system is the only defense because I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that building your immune system is something very smart that we all should be doing, not just now during the pandemic, but going forward. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Lily. How important is building our immune system? especially during this time? And if we are thinking about doing it, fundamentally, what should we be considering?
Okay. I think what's interesting is that whilst none of us obviously can completely eliminate the risk of catching this virus by any means, enjoying a nourishing diet and implementing healthy lifestyle factors could give our bodies and our immune systems the best chance of doing their job. So it's really important to support immune function and build resilience. And you can do that by eating a healthy, balanced diet full of rainbow-coloured fruit and vegetables, nourishing whole grains, protein, and healthy fats. And I guess diet is important, and it's definitely not a time to be thinking of anything like crash diets, because we do need to eat sufficient calories, but also we need to meet our daily requirements of nutrients to support immune function. So there are some key nutrients, vitamins and minerals which are essential for the normal function of the immune system. And some of these you will have heard of before, but vitamin C is absolutely critical. It's actually an antioxidant, and several cells of the immune system actually require vitamin C to function and to perform their tasks. And I think that lots of people automatically assume that oranges are going to be their only top source of vitamin C, but lots of other fruits and veg contain vitamin C. Broccoli, bell peppers, strawberries, kiwi fruit, interestingly, actually have more vitamin C per 100 grams. So rainbow-coloured fruit and veg is good. Lightly cooking your veg. Recent data in the UK showed that only about 28% of adults actually are consuming their 5 a day. So if you're struggling with limited supplies, you can always opt for frozen fruit and veg, which is just as nourishing.
Okay. Wow. You know, that's fascinating about the other vegetables containing more vitamin C. By the way, one thing that I love about all Brits is how you say vitamin instead of vitamin. You're right. I love that. Vitamin. It's so much better than vitamin. But Lily, thank you very much. We're going to go deep. I mean, I know lots of folks have questions. In particular, I'm going to have questions around exactly what are all of the foods, what should our daily diet be looking like, but we'll come back to you in just a moment. All right, super. All right, get your questions ready for Lily. I see Trudie on deck, which is excellent. So what I want to do is I want to bring on my sis Trudie. So here's what I find. Me personally, I believe nothing just happens. I live by this. Nothing just happens. Round of applause, by the way, if you agree with me that nothing just happens. There is a lesson, there is a reason, there is a purpose behind all things good and bad that happen in our lives. And what I've noticed yesterday is, you know, I was brainstorming this concept that we're talking about right now yesterday. And here's what happened is I was pulling up LinkedIn. And as I was pulling up LinkedIn, my wife was reading an email by a mutual friend of ours telling Jill about all the good work that Trudie does. And while my wife is reading this email to me, I pull up LinkedIn, and the first video on LinkedIn is Trudie German's video. The first video that pops up, like the first video. So I'm hearing about Trudie over here, and then pull up, and Trudie's right there. I took that as a moment. I think it's very important when we experience things to give it a pause and stay in the moment, right? And I took that as a moment, and I just want to say it is a blessing to have Trudie joining us because Trudie has a very interesting story that hopefully we'll get a chance to get into. But in particular, she is a fitness phenomenon. And if you go to her IG, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And this talking about the boosting of an immune system, clarity of mind, also being able to reduce anxiety. I don't think we can have this conversation without talking about fitness. So big round of applause for Trudie German. Here she goes. Here she goes. Right out the gate. Had to stunt on us right out the gate.
Well, you know,
get it out the way.
I see it. How are you doing? I see you're doing good.
Oh, I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Thank you guys so much. How you guys doing?
All right, we're good. We're good. So Trudie, here's the thing. I want to spend a moment with you real quick. Everybody saying hi. Look at that. Everyone's saying the gun show. Gun show.
Bring them out. Bring them out.
Oh man. So Trudie,
yes.
Fitness, the immune system, and reducing anxiety, having more focus. Just real quick, I mean, I know you're going to say it goes hand in hand, but just bless us with why. Why does it go hand in hand? Why must we also include fitness when we're trying to do these things?
Because when we move, when we exercise, it's not just going to the gym. You rake the lawn, you jump up. When we move, what's happening is we're getting blood flowing in the body. When that happens, we're also strengthening the immune system because that blood flowing, it's also flowing within the lymph node and it's helping to get rid of the crap. It's helping to take out the toxins. It's helping to take out the bacteria. So the more you move, the more you're helping your immune system to get rid of all the crap that we don't need. And also think about it. Think about if you're feeling like crap and you jump up, how much better you feel, how much energy you have. So your body also feels better. So that's where the mental health aspects come in. And I'm glad you brought that up because most people don't do anything more than just sit on their derriere. Let's call it what it is. And, we claim we don't have the time, but we have the time to watch everything on TV, right?
That's right. Because honestly, I have watched all of Tiger King. This is the reason why my eyes are red. I've been watching Tiger King, man, it's crazy. So you're right. We have the time. We have the time.
We have the time. It's just, we don't think it's important because a lot of people think movement and exercise is just for fat loss. It's more than that. It's weight loss. As someone and I were having a conversation a few days ago, it is weight loss, but it's losing the weight mentally that we're carrying, the weight physically, the weight emotionally. And right now, a lot of us are carrying a lot of that because we don't know when the next paycheck's coming in. We don't know if we're going to get laid off. There's so much. So it is losing the weight. It's just not just fat, right? But most people don't think of it like that. It's like, oh, I don't want to gain muscle, so I don't want to lift weight. Or, oh, I don't want to lose fat, so I don't got to move. There's more to movement than just losing fat, right?
Man, Trudie. Can I say too, real quick, everybody, folks on LinkedIn are like, Trudie's giving me energy. Trudie's giving me energy.
I bring energy. Can you imagine if I'm going to train you and be like, hi, how you doing? The energy, come on.
Can I say this? I just have to say this because, on every lockdown live we've done, I've made sure to shout out Jamaica at least once. Just real quick, tell everybody where you're from real quick. Just real quick.
You want it in English or Patois? Which one?
Give it to them how they should receive it.
Oh, I'm from Jamaica.
All right, there we go. All right, so we're good. Trudie, we will see you in a little bit. Thank you very much. All right, so Trudie just broke it down, right? And she was talking about how fitness goes hand in hand with exactly what Lily was talking about, and that is nutrition. So now, last but not least, I want to bring on a panelist who is a dear friend of mine, and she quite honestly, I think, is the reason why we are all here today. And I'll tell you the quick story. Is yesterday when I was talking to my wife about this topic, initially I was thinking only nutrition, right? Let's build up our immune system. Let's reduce our anxiety. Let's clear our thoughts off of good foods, right? Then I thought, wait, hold on for a second. Just what Trudie was saying. Fitness goes hand in hand. I know this is important. Let's include fitness. And then on WhatsApp, I just messaged Angela, Dr. Angela, who is a really good friend of mine. I think every day we're shooting messages back and forth. I was like, Angela, what do you think about the mental health aspect of this? And Angela, right away, I could tell she was like, Paul, mental health, of course. She's like, of course. Mental health fits hand in hand with this. And so she's here. Dr. Angela Smith is here to break down the mental health side. She's a psychologist. She focuses on resiliency and mental toughness. So there's no better person in the world for us to have. My sis, Dr. Angela Smith. Here we go. Here we go.
Hello. Thank you.
So now, of course, Angela, you are in good old UK, London right now.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where I live.
How many days on lockdown for you?
6.
6. Okay, 6 days
6
on
days.
lockdown.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
loving it.
you are
Loving every minute of the lockdown.
wow. You're loving it. You know,
I am absolutely loving it.
I'm with you. Now, why are you loving it?
Because it gives me a chance to really focus on the things I need to change. And I'm quite introvert, so for me it's wonderful, and I still get to see my clients. But what's really interesting, I've been able to predict which clients have been able or are able to cope better with the lockdown than others. So for me, it's also about numbers. I can see that this person is, this person isn't. So it's great.
Now, Angela, I have so many questions for you. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm just curious. You just said something that's just like making me think, and that is, you can tell whether or not someone will do well with the lockdown. What are the characteristics of someone who will do well and someone who will not do well in the current lockdown?
Okay, so many characteristics, but it's really built on this premise. So for the last God knows how many years, I've been working with thousands of people with anxiety, and the ones who I know will have done well and are doing well are the ones who've learned to build a life they don't need to regularly escape from. The ones who I know are not going to fare well, they've built a life that they need to regularly escape from, where there's no escape outside or even inside. So that's how I know.
Wow. Fascinating. So now tell us about the strong connection between mental health and strong immune system, resiliency, focus, reduced anxiety. How do those synergize? How do those fit?
Well, you can't separate the mind from the body. Every single thought, every emotion affects every single one of your cells at any given time. So every thought, every emotion will either be nurturing your cells or depleting it. Because when we're really anxious and really angry, bored, stressed, the cortisol chemical, stress chemical, is increased in the body, and it causes inflammation. And that inflammation long-term breaks down the cells, and our immune system decreases dramatically. So it's really important to manage your thoughts and your emotions. And to do that, you really need focus, you need clarity, and you need to do the work.
Okay, all right. Well, I think there's no better to the panel, because you said we need to do the work. So let's bring everybody on. Let's bring back Trudie. We've got Trudie here. Let's bring back Lily here. So here we have the panel, guys, the all-star panel. And Dr. Angela Smith, she just said it. We need to do the work. So right out the gate, I saw lots of questions, Lily, when you were speaking about what exactly should we be eating every day? What does the diet look like? So here's my question to everyone around the panel here. At minimum, what do we need to be eating, doing with regard to fitness, and doing with regard to mental health at minimum every day in order to boost our immune system, reduce our anxiety, and have mental focus? What do we need to do? Lily, if you can kick it off for us.
Okay. Perfect. So I think one of the big things really, as I was focusing on before, is following a nourishing diet, which is full of whole foods rather than too many processed foods, which may be more nutrient poor, making sure you've got a lot of variety and color within your diet. So it's not just having the 5 a day, but if you can switch around your fruit and vegetables. I'm completely aware it could be difficult with limited supplies, but there is benefit from having different colors. Part of this is because you receive different nutrients, but also every single plant-based food has a different type of fiber in it, which helps to feed your gut microbiome, to help it flourish and grow. And there is some research in relation to our gut health and our immune system. So 70% of your immune system actually lies within your gut, and your gut bacteria are thought to influence immunity. So by feeding it lots of different rainbow-coloured, fibre-rich foods, you're going to have positive effects on your microbiome, and it may have positive effects on immune function. When it comes to other nutrients, there are some key things to look out for, such as vitamin D. In the UK, we don't get a huge amount of sunlight throughout October to April. So it's a supplement which is recommended to take throughout winter. And vitamin D does play a key role with immune function as well. It's commonly found to be deficient in people in maybe the Northern Hemisphere. Some subgroups may need to supplement all year round. And when it comes to other nutrients, zinc, vitamin A is important. And what I would say is try and fill half your plate with rainbow-coloured fruit and vegetables, so sort of 2 fistfuls for men and women, a quarter of your plate with your protein, so it's sort of like a palm for females, 2 palms for males, and a heaped cupped hand of cooked carbs for females and 2 cupped hands for males. And then you've got quite a balanced plate, but just making sure you're going for the whole foods rather than the highly processed foods, which may not have as many nutrients within them.
That's a good way. That's something that I'm actually going to be able to share with my my kids. So I'm assuming children should be doing the same proportions.
It's obviously portion size may be ever so slightly different for children. So this really is just referring to adults at the moment in terms of sort of these hand rules. Children nutrition is ever so slightly different, but ideally you still want to be getting in lots of fruit and vegetables into their diet. At each meal, you want to be getting a source of protein of some kind, whether that's meat, fish, eggs, tofu, tempeh, nuts, seeds, beans and pulses. Protein plays a role with immune function, and we do need it at each meal. When it comes to carbohydrates, you know, the whole grains are a good option to go for because they have more nutrition in comparison to the white refined carbs. So whole grains could be brown rice, brown bread, brown pasta, potato. If you leave the skin on, you have extra fiber. And healthy fats as well, such as olive oil, are really good.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. I see a lot of specific questions coming in for you, Lily. We'll take those in a second. I think Trudie had a little connection issue. She'll be back in a second. But you know, Angela, what should we be doing at minimum each day? You know, I notice interesting. So my wife is doing yoga essentially every day. I know that's more on the fitness side, but I think that's helping tremendously, wouldn't you say? Mm. Yeah, she's saying that's helping her tremendously. But yeah. What do you believe at minimum we should be? What should our mental health regimen look like each day?
Okay, so without a shadow of doubt, you need to balance the hemispheres of your brain, the right and left. Just think about the right side as being a guard dog and the left side as being a wise owl. Just simply. When we're stressed, when we're anxious, the left side, the wise owl, starts to go offline and we lose activity. So the very thing we need to do, i.e. thinking, maths, problem solving, we start to lose that activity. So the best thing you can do every single day, at least twice a day, and there's so much research and in all the work I've done over the years, the people who do this are the ones who are faring much better right now. Remember I said there's something about some of the people who are doing better right now. First thing is this, they meditate. Now, I'm not into ooey-ahey kind of meditation. It's a really simple thing, okay? So there's 2 things. There's the meditation and the breathing, and together it's really, really powerful. So a simple meditation, 10 minutes every day. If you can't manage 10 minutes, give it 2 minutes at a time, 3 minutes. Do it regularly throughout the day. So you focus, just sit down very quietly and really focus on your breath. the idea that you can't have thoughts is stupid. I'm sorry. We all have thoughts. Recognize the thoughts, just allow them to pass. So that's number one, meditate. Really important. Now, this breathing technique can save your life, literally. It can, especially if you're really highly stressed and you're really anxious. So 4, 7, 8. You breathe in for 4 counts. Very quietly, you hold it for 7 counts, and then you whoosh it out for 8, as if you're blowing out through a straw. So it needs to sound like this. And then you hold it, and then for 8 counts. That, my friends, is the best thing you could do. That needs to be your best friend.
Oh my gosh, hold on. Let's stop real quick, because I think you just dropped something that we all need to be doing. Okay, so walk me through this. Just get it. 4. Okay, there. Walk me.
Maybe we all do it together.
Okay. Here we go. Hold on. Let's do it. Hold on. Let me get our crew on. Here we go. Let's all do it together.
Let's
do this.
Okay. So take a quiet breath in through your nose. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. As if you're whooshing through a straw. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, exactly. So what's happening, folks? This is brilliant. It balances your brain. And now, instead of that guard dog going, the wise owl is nicely sorted. That wise owl's in control. Now, just do this a few times a day. Now, I think, Paul, yes, I'm a psychologist, but I'm forensic psychologist, criminal, okay? So I work with the most violent offenders, okay? That is the only thing that literally stops them from reoffending, the ones that I've worked with, in the moment.
Wow.
In the moment.
Okay, so that will stop.
Yeah, it reduces anxiety. It's fantastic. Do it with the kids. If you explain to kids the wise owl and the guard dog, and that all we're doing is balancing, and we're using this breathing, and we're meditating, brilliant.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Angela. Jill, we got to do this. we must do it. Liam, you must do this.
Yeah.
So, Liam has been physically abusing us.
No.
So Liam, work on your breathing. Okay.
There's an app, by the way, for that breathing technique. It's free, and it's called Breathe.
Okay, there you go. Thank you very much, Angela. That was beautiful. Trudie, at minimum, from a physical standpoint, what should we be doing every day, specifically to help with the immune system, anxiety, etc.?
Definitely be doing something physical. I know people hear physical or exercise and they think the gym. No, we should be moving every day. If you don't have a gym, use your own body weight. There's so much that we can do with our own body weight. Once all of this is over and we can go back outside to living our normal lives, whatever that's going to be, you can do stuff. You can go for walks. You can go for runs. If you have family, you can go ride bike together. You can go rollerblading. There's so many things that we can do. If you don't want to join a gym, you can get stuff as simple as dumbbells, stability ball, and definitely move every day, at least 10 minutes. So when people say they don't have the time, no, don't give me that. This is about your health. And I think, going forward, if we start being more proactive when something like this happens again, then everyone won't be in a panic because they've already been doing something to strengthen their immune system, right? So whatever it is you like to do, swim, bike ride, play basketball, but do something physical every day, get your body moving. Our bodies are meant to move. It's just that most of us are living such a sedentary lifestyle. We drive to work, we come home, we sit, we're on our computer, we're doing so many other things except what our bodies were really meant to do.
Yeah, there you go. Agree. Completely agree. So what I want to do now is I want to open up the floor to questions. There are a lot of questions that have been coming in, but please get your questions in. Our experts are here. We're going to be here for the next 20 minutes, so get them in. Let me just jump right into it. This question is from Jerry Tuck. This is to Lily, and this is something that my wife had actually asked earlier, and that is, what's the best way to wash fruits and vegetables? I've heard vinegar, baking soda, so many different ways. What's the best way, Lily?
That's a tricky one. I literally just rinse my fruit and vegetables, and I'm completely aware it depends on what kind of fruit and veg you're going for, whether it's organic, non-organic. But some fruit and vegetables, interestingly, have their own sort of microbiome. They've got some types of bacteria on them as well, which could actually have some beneficial effects. So I usually just rinse them, but I can't really answer more specifics, I guess.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I usually wash mine in vinegar because vinegar will just take off anything that's on it. I'll do like 2 washes in vinegar, especially with the apples, because I'm like, don't know what's been going on before. I want to make sure they're thorough. So with vinegar and paper towel, 2 rounds.
2 rounds. That's the Jamaican in you. 10 times before
You know, I was thinking that.
All right. So next question is from LinkedIn. This is Claudia Steer. Claudia has a question for Trudie, and that is, what do you recommend physically for those who are in a tight space? I'm in New York City, and there are limits to how much we can actually do outside.
You're in a tight space, you have a body, perform some jumping jacks, right? Perform 20 jumping jacks, 3 sets. You can skip on the spot, mimic skip on the spot. You can perform some seal jacks. That's basically similar to jumping jacks. Instead of bringing your hand up, you're bringing it in front. You can basically try to kick your butt on the spot. You can perform high knees, so many things. So right there, I just gave you 5. Run on the spot, mimic skip, high butt, kick knees, and jumping jacks.
Okay. And Trudie, I have a question about that. So I am now the PE teacher for my boys, and they despise me being the PE. But I'm curious about the length of time, because I try to get our heart rate up and try to maintain our heart rate for a certain amount of time. So how long should we be doing the jumping jacks, or how long should we be doing these exercises?
I would say even for the jumping jacks, about a minute each set, the maximum, right? So anything as little as 10 minutes of physical activity is much better than 0. I mean, if you want to have the kids performing jumping jacks for an hour, no wonder they don't like you. But anything where the heart rate is rising, and then you can continue or do something else. So jumping jacks, minute the max.
Okay, that's fair. It's actually, how'd you guess an hour? That's literally, we work out for a full hour. All right, so next question is for everyone. This is from Kim Crowder from Facebook, and I love this question, Kim. How should we start the first few minutes of our day? This is so good. So this goes around, right? What should we be eating, drinking first, right out the gate? What are our thoughts? Angela, what should we be doing physically? You know, Trudie, what should we be doing? First few minutes of the day, what should we do? Morning routine.
Okay, so let's just think about the thinking. If you're suffering from anxiety, or right now, I think we're all feeling a little anxious, you know, different levels. You're going to have that feeling of dread. So as soon as you open your eyes, you'll have that feeling of dread. Those of you who have anxiety, that you know what I'm talking about. So that feeling of dread, you need to overcome and override. So the first thing you do is you don't even think, don't use a snooze alarm, nothing, just get straight out of bed and then just keep saying over and over, it's going to be a good day. 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 As you're brushing your teeth, be very mindful, and then just really focus on brushing your teeth, and then it's going to be a good day. Because you have to trick your brain into thinking it's going to be a good day, because your brain doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. It will follow suit. Your body will follow suit, whatever you tell it.
Love it. I love it. So I think right now, I want everyone, by the way, Natasha Hardy wanted to tell everyone from LinkedIn that she's watching this on her trampoline. So she wants from Trudie. Yeah, don't fall. But actually, Angela, this is something that I do. I've been doing this for several years. I completely agree. You can trick your mind, and therefore, and then your thoughts become your reality. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. So I love that. Right out the gate, that's what we should do. Lily, what should we be eating, drinking right out the gate? Normally, when I wake up, I have like a green magma. It's kind of like the green barley grass. What do you recommend that we should be eating, drinking immediately in the morning?
Yeah. Okay. I always think hydration is going to be absolutely key because it's really important for mood, energy, cognitive performance throughout the day. So whatever way you can stay hydrated is going to be important, whether that's drinking just plain water or hot water with lemon or a herbal tea is important. But I also think in terms of food, that can massively set us up for a high energy day or a very lethargic, listless day. So breakfast is a unique choice. Some people don't always want to have breakfast and they feel better off without it. But I think most of the research points towards having breakfast as having a positive thing in terms of energy, mood, staying fuller for longer, reducing unnecessary snacking throughout the day, which can be a problem if we are at home all day and we are working from home. So what we want to do for breakfast is to consume foods which basically take slightly longer to digest and release their energy into the body at a steady, slow rate, rather than having something super sugary and having a blood sugar high and low. So our brain runs on sugar to function, and it uses as much as 20% of all energy required by the body. So we want to provide it with slow release carbohydrates for sustained fuel throughout the morning. So that could consist of something like porridge oats, which are a great slow release of energy. It could be some whole grain toast with eggs, maybe a yogurt pot with fresh fruit and seeds. And all of these foods really do provide a steady release of energy so we can feel and perform at our best.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. So here's what I find interesting is on LinkedIn in particular, I'm seeing a lot of comments around people who are highly stressed. This one woman, Judah Jackson, just mentioned that her mother is basically in a facility. They're locked down. She can't visit her. So not only is she dealing with her day-to-day stress, but she's dealing with the stress of her mother being in that predicament. And so I think what she is asking here and what so many others are asking is, what more can we do to reduce stress? Because I think what I'm seeing, and I've actually, this has happened to me, is I think I've entered a bit of a rut stage where, the first few days of lockdown, I was working out every day with my boys. I was eating right. I was telling myself, all these things. And then, I start watching Netflix a little bit long, staying up later, and I'm getting up later. And, now I want to have an extra glass of wine at night. And I'm telling you, I'm on a slippery slope right now, a slippery slope. So what can you do? What can you advise to me and everyone else like Judah who are feeling immense stress and we need additional support? What additional can we be doing?
That was me last week, coming home, a glass of wine, going to bed at 12 and waking up at 10, which is completely out of the normal. And I was like, hold on, like at some point I'm going to return to normal. And if I don't get control of this, I'm going to be screwed. So I would say create a schedule, because it's so easy to just do nothing, to just Netflix. I'm still going to bed early. I usually wake up at 4. Now I'm waking up at 4:30 a.m. And I have a list of things that I'm doing. I find that if I don't do that, then the day's going to go by. It's going to be done. And it's like, okay, so what did I do? And then I start feeling hard on myself. So So I still maintain a schedule. You know, I'm not going out to clients, but this is what I'm going to do at home. I find still having a schedule where you schedule work, where you schedule some sort of fun activity with the family, some sort of physical activity, something to also do on your own, because you also need self-care. It's not just for Sundays, right? It's for every day. So I would say definitely create a schedule and do things that you also enjoy. Make time for you. If it's even half an hour, right?
Mhm.
And make sure you schedule your workout. Get those endorphins going. Get those happy hormones going. Another thing is sunshine. I know depending on where you are, you may not be allowed outside. I have a backyard, so when it's kind of nice in Canada, in Toronto, I go outside. Just think about how happy you feel when that sun hit you. I don't know what the weather is like over there in UK, but we had a few nice days here, and it's like, I just enjoyed the backyard.
And also connection is really important right now, connecting with other people, especially if you have a tendency to isolate. And really, you know, people who are suffering from stress, anxiety, the thing they're constantly wanting is reassurance from others, because that historically has been the thing to reduce the anxiety. But we're in a very unique situation because nobody has the answers, and you know, nobody understands what's going to be happening. The uncertainty is rife, so the stress and the anxiety is rife. So finding a way to put your own oxygen mask on first is key, because if you're not okay, nobody else is going to be okay. So, and especially if, you know, you've got family who you can't get to, okay, there is nothing you can do about that. But putting your own oxygen mask on first before you help others can not only save your life, it can help you then help other people. Because let me ask you this question, and I want you to really think about this. If you were on an aeroplane and this was to happen, and the speaker came on and said, put your oxygen mask on, okay? Most people who were with their family or loved ones, this is what they would do. They would put their oxygen mask on their loved one first, and they'd be completely knocked out. So they're really not helping anyone. So put your own oxygen mask on first, okay, and focus on your self-care so you can actually be there for other people.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do that. It's hard to do it.
Amen.
But it's really important.
Amen. Well said. I tell you what, we're down here, and there are even more questions rolling in. So let's see if we can squeeze in a couple more. This one is to Lily, connected to what we're talking about here. Are there any particular supplements, right? Because, you know, Lily, I've been hearing elderberry, I've been hearing, you know, uptick our vitamin C, echinacea. What are the supplements, vitamins, or vitamins we should be intaking?
I think, just as a sort of disclaimer, if you do take supplements, do check with your healthcare provider before embarking on them, because whilst they can be helpful to some, they may also interact with certain medications and also any specific health conditions. So it's good just to double check that. However, as I was mentioning, vitamin D is something which is quite a common deficiency in countries sort of in the Northern Hemisphere. So certain subgroups of the population may need to consider supplementing all year round, and it does play a role with immune function, and low vitamin D levels have been associated with an increased risk of things like coughs and colds. Vitamin C is a common supplement which I'm sure many people take. I think what's quite interesting is the research around vitamin C has mostly been done with a common cold, and it's been shown to reduce the duration of a cold by about 8% in adults and 14% in children. But this equates to about a day. So it's not a huge amount. In those who may be under more stress, such as marathon runners, it tends to actually reduce the risk by half if you take vitamin C. However, there's no direct research about taking vitamin C and, say, the coronavirus as such. There's clinical trials currently being done on this. So small doses, as long as it does no harm. That's what's really important. And always check with your healthcare provider before embarking on taking supplements. Zinc could be another one to consider. However, I do believe if your diet is well-rounded, balanced, it's likely you will be getting sufficient zinc within your diet. And I guess probiotics is something which is also very interesting. As I was saying, 70% of your immune system does lie within the gut. And there's been research around taking probiotics in relation to things like coughs and colds. It could be worth a try, but what I would say again as a disclaimer is that there's no current research directly linking taking probiotics and say the coronavirus as such, but it's an option to do. And what I would say is you could look at having lots of prebiotic foods, which actually feeds your gut bacteria. And you can take prebiotic supplements, and they are literally fiber supplements to help it flourish and grow.
Yeah.
Echinacea, there is a little bit of research again around echinacea and stimulating immune function. So it's very, very interesting, but the research is a little bit mixed, but it's could be worth a try.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Good deal. All right. So I see many more questions coming in, but I want to respect everyone's time here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give one final question. And for everyone that has additional questions, keep including those in the comments. I'm sure the experts will jump in with the comments and try their best to respond. But a question that I've seen come up now 3 times is how to deal with reluctant partners, reluctant spouses, challenging, children. Like I'm going to put my son Kingston on the spot, who look,
You
who,
just put me on the spot.
okay, who doesn't want to do our morning exercises, right? He doesn't like the morning exercises. So
He's like this. When he does it something next, he's like this.
Okay, buddy. All right. So the question is how do we deal with reluctant people in our family? So with regard to the physical activity, with regard to just the keeping calm in the household, you know what I mean, Angela? And then also with regard to food, because I've noticed, Lily, is that with nutrition, I oftentimes see one spouse eating one way and the other spouse eating completely different. So how do we deal with reluctant family members, people in our household, especially now that we're under lockdown with them?
What I usually suggest whenever I have clients where, their family or partner isn't really on board is just keep focusing on you. Make you a priority, continue exercising. And once the people around them that start seeing a change in them physically, mentally, emotionally, then they start slowly coming over and want to join. I say, don't try to force them because they're just going to retaliate. They're not going to want to do it, but just focus on you and make time to, do your exercises. And then once they start seeing the results, they come following. Always happens, always, in my experience.
Yeah. And so communicating differently is really important right now, because if you're all cooped up together, and this is key really, if you've not really set boundaries in the past and then you suddenly introduce them, that's really not going to work. So it requires you to come out of your comfort zone and maybe be more compassionate and understanding towards the other person, whether it's your kids or your partner, because actually most people act out of fear. They're just not sure. And children will remember your reactions during this time. They won't remember what really it was about, something bad was happening, but what they will remember is your reactions. And so it's important that you put your mask on, do your meditating, do your breathing. And I think what's a really nice thing for a family to do is to really concentrate on a different kind of meaning. So, those of you who've read the book, Man's Search for Meaning, the point was really clear there. The people who survived were the ones who had meaning every day. And so if you can attach some kind of meaning to your new way, in the moments. That's very important. So regardless of children or, you know, adults, and setting boundaries, new boundaries, may be important. And if you have to, then go for it. But it's never a good idea to introduce new boundaries if you've never set them in the past and you've never been consistent.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah.
Lily, what's a thought in terms of reluctant partners and nutrition? Because my wife had to bring me over to the side of good. But how do you do that? How do you do that?
It can be, I guess it can be rather difficult if you are eating together and there has to be an element of compromise. I guess if you're dealing with maybe younger children or people who don't like certain ingredients, there will be an element of compromise, but there's also a lot of ways of hiding certain fruit and vegetables in dishes such as smoothies, which can taste amazing, in stews and casseroles. And if you chop them up very small, people don't often realize they're even in there. So I guess there are little techniques that you can get a way around it, but a lot of it will be a bit of give and take.
Yeah, that's fair.
I also think whenever you're with someone, whoever you're with, you tend to influence them in the way that you are eating. And often if we are considering, say, younger children, if you're often putting fruit and vegetables on the table and they're quite adamant to not consume them, the more you expose them to those types of foods that they wouldn't usually eat, the more likely in the long run they will actually reach out and try those foods. So it could be worth a try.
Yeah. All right. Done. And I like tricking as well. What was it? Beyond Burger, right? Basically, I told the boys, I was like, hey, you know, I think this is a brand new burger. Let's try it. Gave it to them. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. I just told them.
Busted.
Yeah. So, ladies, thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Everybody watching, please give the ladies a round of applause. I want to keep going. I actually want Trudie to lead us all in exercise, but having time right for it right now. But thank you very much. And what I want to do is I want to close out by finding out what we can do to support you and how we can contact you. So what I'll do is maybe Trudie, actually, let me start with you. Trudie, what can we do or how can we reach out to you? How can we contact you? And is there any project, anything that you're doing right now that we can actually support? I feel like something's coming.
It's coming. All right. So if you can find me on the gram, Body Envy 1. Yes, I have upcoming virtual classes where all you need is just your hot body and a space to work out. 20 minutes, that's it. We're going to do that. My website, bodyenvy.ca. And of course, I'm very active on LinkedIn, as you know, and Instagram. So LinkedIn, Trudie German, Trudie German. And of course, Body Envy 1 on the gram. And you can sign up for my classes over there. Yes.
All right. Super. Trudie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For what you're doing. Your work is even more important now.
Yes.
I think, yes, it's even more important now.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So everybody, say bye to Trudie. Bye-bye. There go the guns. One last time.
I was about to say bye.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Kingston was like, bye. Kingston liked the guns. All right. So let's bring on my sis, Lily. Lily, thank you so much. Thank you for, I'll let you, you were very calm in your delivery of what nutrition we should be intaking. And I appreciate that, especially given the what I feel is media hype right now. But how can we further contact you? Is there anything that you're doing right now that we as a digital community can support?
Yeah, absolutely. So my Instagram is Lily_Soutter_nutrition, and I do lots of nutrition tips on there, but also recipe ideas for you to try. And my website is www.lilysouternutrition.com. And I do specialize in corporate wellness, trying to empower employees to enjoy a healthier, more successful lifestyle. So at the moment, I'm doing a lot of online webinars, one in particular, which is focusing on working from home and smart eating strategies to be more healthy and productive. And the other one is a whole webinar on supporting immune function, where I go into a lot more depth on nutrition and supplements in relation to immunity. And I'm also seeing clients virtually for one-to-one sessions.
Okay, super. Thank you very much. I believe several of us will be signing up for those webinars. So Lily, thank you very, very much. Everybody say goodbye to Lily. There she goes. There she goes. Everybody say goodbye. All right. Last but not least, we have Dr. Angela Smith coming to us one last time. Breathing exercise. I'm ready on the breathing exercise.
Good.
I'm starting my day now. I know
Brilliant.
this is good. This is good. So how can we continue to stay in contact with you? And what's going on?
Okay, so what we're offering, I have a business partner and we have a business together. So I'm offering we're offering a 30 ways to communicate better with your partner, different ideas of what you can do at home, really fun stuff. And it goes to the point you were talking about earlier, Paul, because, you know, most of us are going to get irritated. And so it's just different ways of doing it. So you can sign up, and then it will direct you on how to download the PDF.
All right, super. Or how do we find it? Is it on your website?
It's relationshiprretreats.co.uk.
Okay, relationshiprretreats.co. Okay, if someone can enter that in for me, relationshiprretreats.co.uk.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So this
is my website as well. If you want to contact me directly, please do. If you want one-to-one, that's great. But what I would like to offer, so I was thinking about this earlier on, I'd like to offer somebody to work with me free, don't have to pay, but you cannot have suffered from anxiety or in the past, but if you're finding it really hard right now, you've never suffered from it, it's completely alien to you, and you want to work through it and come out of it, send me a message and we'll take it from there.
Whoa, okay. A major offer. Okay, how do we reach out to you? Where? On IG?
Yeah, you can, Angela at The Resilient Way. I think my email should be there. So just message me, send me an email.
Oh, okay, so you want email. So someone email. So it's
Angela at theresilientway.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and tell me why. As much detail as you can. Tell me why. Why now?
Okay, so just so I understand, someone who has not suffered.
Yes.
In the past.
In the past, yeah.
Today feels like they are under pressure.
Yes.
They can email you.
Yes.
And you will, for free. Now, how many of these are you giving out?
One.
Well,
one person, but maybe many sessions, but with one person.
With one person. All right. Everybody go to it right now. I see it. So, Angela, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. Everybody say goodbye to Angela. No one's listening now because they're all going to send Angela emails. But that being said, guys, this has been phenomenal. Thank you very much. We're going to continue to do these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want to encourage you to go support Trudie, go support Lily, go support Angela. What they said, quite honestly, was very calming, given what I feel is a lot of, I don't want to call it hype because this is real. People are dying. We are losing jobs. But I felt like today was a good dose of calmness. It was like that breathing exercise that Angela made us go through. I feel much more calm now. So ladies, thank you very much. Also, if you have any topics that you want us to cover on these, we're doing 3 of these per week. Please just DM me with those topics. But once again, thank you very much. So Marshawn, thank you. Jerry said that's cool. Cassandra is like, this is awesome. Very nice, Dr. Angela, which is good. Let me give some love to LinkedIn right now. Judah Jackson says goodbye. Kim Owens says thanks again. Jabril Ahmed, who always wants to shout out the single ladies. Jabril, you probably already shouted out the single ladies and I didn't hear it. If you did, I apologize. Kayleen Blake says she loves all these lockdowns. Shantae Reese says she will do. Don't forget about the Let's Connect. Make sure that you continue to look through the comments on the Let's Connect and connect. That is it. I'm saying goodbye. You guys take care. Jerry, you take care. Cassandra, you take care. You guys have a phenomenal, phenomenal weekend. Peace.